Welcome to the class. Good afternoon, good morning. So let's look at transport system in plant. And in this particular class, we'll be looking at what we call the transport system in plants. We have looked at the previously in the former class we discussed about the diffusion, that is the transport and living organisms. I'm trying to go back to that former topic now so that you can get a little bit understanding of what we are going to discuss in details, because it is coming from a very broad topic before we get that is transport system in organisms. And when we are talking about organism, we have living organism and non-living organism. And the aspect of living organism, we have plants and animals. So we've discussed a lot about animal, how movement happen and how it take place within the animal, and we talk about diffusion, osmosis, those lower organism and higher organism. Then today's one we are going to start from what we call the transport system in plants. That's what we are going to be looking at. I'm going straight down to the slide now so that we can start the class proper. That is now transport in plants. So that is the topic we are looking at. I believe you can see it on your screen right now. Transport system in plant. And these are the learning outcomes for section 2. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe briefly the process of absorption of water and mineral salt by the roots of a plant. Describe briefly the transport of water and manufacture of food substance in the plant. Explain the function of the phloem and the xylem tissue. Then we use the terms such as translocation, transpiration, pruning activities, active transport, diffusion and osmosis in description of plant transport system. That is what we want to look at. Let's go to the class proper. When you hear the word transport, it actually means movement. We have transportation also. When you hear the word transportation, it's the movement of goods and services from a location, from one location to another. The same thing also happens in living organism, in which we have discussed that of animal in the previous class. And if you have viewed this now and you have not engaged with the previous, so that is that. Then plants need a transport system to carry water, food and dissolved minerals to all cells in the plant. So that is why transport is needed in plant. That's why movement is needed, because all the nutrients and the minerals has been produced from the soil, and the function of the root is that what it helps in transport them to other parts of the plant where they are actually needed. And this is the diagram of plant which you can actually see on the screen right now. This transport system is made up of vessel in the roots, stem and leaves. These are the three main parts of the plant that involve in the transport, and these are the material that's needed to be transferred and need to be moved from one place to another: water, food, dissolved minerals to all cells of the plant. And this, take note of that and understand that there are three major parts that involve in that transport of nutrients, water and dissolved mineral: root, stem and the leaves. And then vessel of the plant transport system. There are two types of vessel. We have the xylem vessel and phloem. We'll get to that part now as we go on. Xylem vessel in the root. The xylem vessel is found in the root, made up of dead cell and have thick wall, carry water and dissolved mineral from the root to other part of the plant. That is what the xylem vessel does. They carry water and dissolved mineral from the root to part of the what? To other part of the plant, and they are found in the root system. They are found in the what? In the root system. Then we have the phloem vessel. The phloem vessel under the vessel of the plant now, and that one is made up of living cell and have a thin wall. That one carry sugar produced in the leaf to part of the plant. You can see now, sugar is being produced from the leaf, and that is the end product of photosynthesis. If you understand photosynthesis very well, So there is a portion, there is the sugar is being produced from the leaves, and that now need to be transferred to other parts of the plant. So the phloem vessel now up of living cell and half-ten wall carry sugar produced in the leaf to part of the plant. Phloem vessel in the root. It is found in also found in the what? The root, and that's the diagram you can see on your screen right now. Then we have the vascular bundles. The two vessels often run side by side, forming a vascular bundle. That is, they run side by side, they form what? A vascular bundle. I have said we have two major vessels of the plant, phloem and the xylem and the phloem. So the vascular bundle now, the two vessels often run side by side, forming a vascular bundle. Xylem vessel is stem and phloem vessel is stem. So those are those that now form what you refer to as what? The vascular bundle. You get that now? The xylem vessel is stem and phloem vessel is stem. They come together and they are referred to as what? The vascular bundle. And you can see them also here, the xylem and the phloem. So that is what? That is that. Observing a vascular bundle in a celery stem. You can see that now. Using that screen, use that image on the screen. The xylem and the phloem in different parts of the plant. In different part of the plant, you can see them how they look like in different part of the plant. You can see the way they work side by side together. That is what we refer to as the vascular. You can see in this now, you can see the way they look like, just like a ball. You can see now just like a circle. And here also you can see them, the phloem and the xylem. That color blue and that of, is that red now? You can see that color yourself. So that is how they are in various plants. As how they are. Transportation in plant. Experiment 1. The part of water through a plant. Place a basin plant in a container of dilute ink, red ink, for 1 day. You can, at the end of this class, probably you are going to look at this practical. Don't let us use that one now to distract the purpose of the class. So that is that, and that's about the experiment. That's about the experiment. So you can see now that all these things are very interesting, and they are something we are going to look at later after the class. Absorption of water and mineral salt by root. So that is what that is. That now, transport of water and mineral salt. Water and mineral salt move up the plant mainly by transpiration pool. Can you see that now? Water and mineral salt move up the plant. You know, normally it's supposed to be moving from down to the top. You get it now? But when it is being moved up the plant mainly by transpiration pool, as the process by which plant nutrient is moving up of the plant is referred to as transpiration pool. And you can see this diagram that the arrow is showing that all the nutrients water travel through plant, they are moving up to the leaves. That is, the sun is just like an extractive channel. As it shines on the plant, there is a transportation pool. And transpiration pool, this pulling force is produced when water evaporates from the leaf through the stomata. That is, when the sun shines in the afternoon, it extracted the water from the plant. Well, that is what we call evaporation. That is the extracting of water on the surface of the earth. And this one happens particularly on the top of the plant, that is on the leaves of the plant. And as a result of that, this force is similar to someone sucking up liquid through a straw. As a result of that evaporation, then there is a force that will pull down, so that is that. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's just like you are sipping using straw to extract a mineral inside the bottle. You know, as the water is getting to your mouth, more is coming from the down. So that is what I mean by what transpiration. And what actually causes transpiration is as a result of what? Evaporation. So that is that. And then transport of food, phloem. That is what that does. During photosynthesis, food is produced in the leaf in form of sugar, glucose, which is then transported to other parts of the plant via the phloem tissue, via the phloem vessel. There is a higher sugar concentration in the leaf than in the phloem vessel, which are constantly transporting sugar to other parts of the plant. The sugar is actually needed in all other parts of the plant, but is being produced from the leaves of the plant. That is during the process of what we refer to as photosynthesis. And what is photosynthesis? Is the process whereby green plants actually manufacture their food through the presence of what? Sunlight and carbon dioxide. So that is that. As a result of that, when the sugar is being produced, other parts of the plant actually needed it. And the way by which this can be done is what we refer to as transport of food. That is, it takes place in phloem, and that is therefore diffusion occur to transport sugar from the leaf to what? Phloem vessel. That is the diffusion. As the details of diffusion has been explained in the previous class. The movement of glucose in the phloem occur in both directions. They occur in both directions. Sugar move up the phloem vessel to the rest of the plant. Sugar is made in the leaves by photosynthesis. You can see that diagram. Sugar move down the phloem vessel into the what? The root. So that is, it happens in both directions. You can see now, as it is being produced, it can be taken up and it can be taken down to the root part. Exchange of gases during photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis. There is a higher concentration of carbon dioxide in the surrounding than the leaves. Therefore, carbon dioxide diffuses from the surrounding to the what? Leaf. That is diversion from region of higher concentration to the region of what? Lower concentration. Then oxygen is produced during the photosynthesis. There is a higher concentration of oxygen in the leaf than in the surrounding. Therefore, oxygen diffuses from the leaf to the surrounding, and that is how we also get our own oxygen that is being needed in our what? Body system. That is how you can see the diagram, and it's taking that there is exchange of gas. Oxygen is being released from the plant, while CO2 is being released from what? Animal, and is being getting by the plant that is being used. So that is the cycle, how it actually occur. Now, transport system in a flowering plant. Most of the water evaporates and diffuses from the leaf through transpiration. That is transpiration. That is the process whereby water evaporates and diffuses from the leaf. And then we have the carbon dioxide diffused from the surrounding to the what? To the leaf. That is what we are talking about. And we have xylem vessel. Xylem vessel carry water and dissolve mineral from the roots to the what? To the leaves. Oxygen diffused from the leaf to the what? Surrounding. Carbon dioxide and some water are used during photosynthesis by leaves to produce sugar and oxygen. Water and mineral move up the stem through xylem vessel. You can see the diagram as indicated. Sugar move from the leaf through phloem vessel to the rest of the plant, and water enter a plant through root by osmosis. Dissolved mineral are absorbed through diffusion and active transport. You can see the arrow now that is giving you the summary of what we discussed. Movement of water, that is the blue one. You can see that now. Movement of what? Water. Movement of sugar, that red one is the one that carried the sugar. Movement of carbon dioxide, the yellow one, and movement of oxygen, the purple one. Now check it out. Complete the following sentence. Water molecule that take into a plant move from one cell to another by that. Now I want to revise this class and make this one now as a test and drop it at the comment section, or probably via my WhatsApp list. Make sure you drop the answer on the WhatsApp list, and I will come back to mark and I'll explain one after the other to you. And the rest also are there. The figure below show a cross section of the stem of a green plant. Identify the part label 1 and 2. This is actually in the previous video that we have discussed in this particular class. So go and check it and put the answer. Then you send a message to me direct and I will mark it. I will reply you individually for me to know that you actually understand. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to actually ask the question. Jola, I believe you are listening to this class up to this moment. If you have done this assignment, this checkpoint time is what I will use to evaluate that indeed you engage with the class. And this transport system in human, so learning outcome of section 3 is what we'll be looking at in the next video. But in this particular one, I'm going to end this class now. So I want to hear from you how interested in the class, and if you have any other question, don't forget to ask me before we go to the next section, which is transport system in human. This is a very interesting class, and if you are watching this on a YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and drop a comment so that we can actually engage more. God bless you till we see in the next video. I'm Boluaji Ojajuni, the passionate teacher with a legacy. God bless.